Hi, I'm Lynn Gaffney, and I started my firm back in 1997. We are a full-service architectural firm. We concentrate on single-family residential, hospitality, restaurants, and institutional work for nonprofits, although now we're also getting into co-housing. We're located in the beautiful neighborhood of Gowanus, Brooklyn. So when you're about to start a project, usually the first thing is either you have a site or you don't have a site. So if you are thinking about purchasing an apartment, for instance, or a piece of property, or a old warehouse, that is actually a really good time to bring in an architect, because an architect will walk through the space with you and figure out with you if it's a feasible place for you to create the home for your family of 5, or the office space that you need for your institution, or whatever it may be that your project is. But because things go very quickly in a hot market, and just a little bit slower in a slow market, you really need to get that perspective, that professional perspective that an architect can offer you. So I have a couple of examples about getting an architect in early. One of them is a great client of ours up in Harlem. We worked with this couple before down on the Upper East Side, and they decided that apartment life wasn't really for them, and they wanted to have a brownstone. And so they started looking at properties up in the Harlem area, in the Strivers Row area. And I went with Jonathan, the husband of the couple, and I went with him to many different brownstones and row houses that were, a lot of them were in disrepair. A lot of them were in quite disrepair, where my foot went through the floor a couple places. But we went through about 4 or so in detail, really looking at them and how they could do what they wanted to do, which was to have a triplex and then a rental below. And we settled on a great home that the next year we worked together, and now they're very happy there. Another time we were brought in early for a project was the Brooklyn Cooperative Federal Credit Union brought us in while they were looking at sites in Bushwick for their new banking institution. And they brought us to a site on Myrtle Avenue, and they had a good bit of vision themselves to bring us to what was a very rundown old garage, but it was in the right location, and it had a great amount of space. So we looked at it with them, and we started doing very early sketches before they went into contract. And it was helpful. And they are still there now, and their credit union is going very strongly.